Question 1. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, if a driver is involved in an accident and is found to be at fault, which part of the personal auto policy PAP would cover the medical expenses of the other party? Options: A. Part A, liability coverage. B. Part B, medical payments coverage. C. Part C, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. D. Part D, coverage for damage to your auto. Correct answer A. Part A, liability coverage. Explanation: Part A, liability coverage of the personal auto policy PAP is designed to cover the insured's legal liability for bodily injury and property damage caused to others in an accident for which the insured is at fault. In Georgia, as in other states, this coverage includes payment for medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages incurred by the injured party. It does not cover the insured's own injuries or property damage. These are covered under other parts of the policy, Parts B and D respectively. Question 2. Scenario type. Homeowners insurance question. Mr. Thompson owns a home in Georgia and has a standard HO3 homeowners policy. During a severe storm, a tree falls and damages his roof, causing rainwater to enter and ruin his personal property inside the home. Which part of Mr. Thompson's HO3 policy will cover the damage to his personal property? Options: A. Coverage A, dwelling. B. Coverage B, other structures. C. Coverage C, personal property. D. Coverage D, loss of use. Correct answer: C. Coverage C, personal property. Explanation: Coverage C, personal property under the HO3 homeowners policy provides protection for the insured's personal belongings against certain perils, including damage caused by a storm. In this scenario, the tree falling and subsequent water damage would typically be covered under Coverage C, which addresses damage to personal property within the home. Question 3. Insurance principles and concepts question. In Georgia, which principle of insurance is demonstrated by requiring the insured to disclose all relevant facts and material information truthfully when applying for an insurance policy? Options: A. Principle of indemnity. B. Principle of insurable interest. C. Principle of utmost good faith. D. Principle of subrogation. Correct answer: C. Principle of utmost good faith. Explanation: The principle of utmost good faith, ubirambi fide, is fundamental in insurance contracts and requires both parties, the insurer and the insured, to act honestly and disclose all material facts. In Georgia, as elsewhere, the insured must provide accurate information about the risk to be insured, and the insurer must clearly explain the terms and conditions of the policy. This principle ensures transparency and trust in the insurance contract. Question 4. Flood insurance question. In Georgia, which part of a flood insurance policy under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) would cover the cost of compliance with state or local floodplain management laws or ordinances after a flood damages a property? Options: A. Building property coverage. B. Personal property coverage. C. Increased cost of compliance. D. Loss of use coverage. Correct answer: C. Increased cost of compliance. Explanation: Increased cost of compliance like coverage under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) provides up to $30,000 to help pay for the cost of bringing a flood-damaged building into compliance with the state or local floodplain management laws or ordinances. This includes elevation, relocation, or demolition of the property. Question 5. Personal umbrella policy question. What is the primary purpose of a personal umbrella policy in Georgia, and how does it interact with underlying insurance policies? Options: A. To provide health insurance coverage. B. To replace standard homeowners or auto insurance policies. C. To provide excess liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. D. To cover property damage to the insured's own property. Correct answer: C. To provide excess liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. Explanation: A personal umbrella policy is designed to provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's underlying homeowners, auto or other personal insurance policies. In Georgia, as in other states, this policy kicks in when the liability limits of the underlying policies are exhausted, offering broader protection against large claims or lawsuits. Question 6. Insurance regulation question. In Georgia, which of the following is a primary function of the Georgia Office of Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner? Options: A. Setting federal insurance laws and regulations. B. Overseeing national insurance companies. C. licensing and regulating insurance agents and brokers within the state. D. Managing the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP). Correct answer. C. Licensing and regulating insurance agents and brokers within the state. Explanation: the Georgia Office of Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner is responsible for licensing and regulating insurance agents and brokers within the state. This includes ensuring that they meet all professional and ethical standards, conducting examinations, and handling consumer complaints. Question 7. Claims handling question. In Georgia, what is the significance of the proof of loss document in the claims handling process? Options: A. It initiates the insurance policy. B. That it serves as a formal request to cancel the policy. C. It verifies the amount of loss and details of the claim to the insurer. D. It transfers the insurance claim to another party. Correct answer: C. It verifies the amount of loss and details of the claim to the insurer. Explanation: the proof of loss document is a crucial part of the claims handling process. It serves as a sworn statement by the policyholder that verifies the amount of loss and provides detailed information about the claim to the insurer. In Georgia, as in other states, this document must be submitted to the insurer within a specified time frame after loss occurs, typically 60 days. Question 8. Homeowners insurance question. Under a standard HO5 homeowners policy in Georgia, which type of loss would generally be excluded from coverage? Options: A. Fire damage. B. Theft of personal property. C. Earthquake damage. D. Accidental discharge of water. Correct answer: C. Earthquake damage. Explanation: a standard HO5 homeowners policy provides comprehensive coverage for a wide range of perils, but it typically excludes certain types of losses, such as earthquake damage. Homeowners in Georgia who want protection against earthquakes must purchase a separate earthquake endorsement or policy. Question 9. Emerging issues in personal lines insurance question. How does the increasing prevalence of autonomous vehicles impact personal auto insurance in Georgia? Options: A. It eliminates the need for liability coverage. B. It increases the premiums for uninsured motorist coverage. C. It creates new considerations for underwriting and risk assessment. D. It standardizes all auto insurance policies. Correct answer: C. It creates new considerations for underwriting and risk assessment. Explanation: the rise of autonomous vehicles introduces new complexities in personal auto insurance, particularly in underwriting and risk assessment. Insurers in Georgia must consider factors such as the technology's reliability, the legal framework around liability in the event of an accident, and potential changes in risk profiles. Question 10. Health insurance overview question. Which health insurance plan type typically requires members to receive care from a network of designated healthcare providers and get a referral from a primary care physician to see a specialist? Options: A. Preferred provider organization (EPO). B. High deductible health HHP. C. Health maintenance organization (HMO). D. Indemnity plan. Correct answer: C. Health maintenance organization (HMO). Explanation: health maintenance organizations (HMOs) typically require members to receive care from a network of designated healthcare providers and obtain a referral from their primary care physician to see a specialist. This structure helps control costs and ensures coordinated care. Question 11. Dwelling policy DP question. In Georgia, which type of dwelling policy provides the broadest coverage for both the dwelling and personal property? Options: A. D1. B. DEPA 2. C. DEPA 3. D. DEPA 4. Correct answer: C. DEPA 3. Explanation: the DEPA 3 dwelling policy, also known as the special form, offers the broadest coverage for both the dwelling and personal property. It provides all risk coverage for the dwelling, meaning it covers all perils except those specifically excluded, and named peril coverage for personal property. Question 12. Inland marine insurance question. In Georgia, which type of inland marine policy is designed to cover valuable personal property such as jewelry, fine art, and collectibles? Options: A. Personal effects floater. B. Personal articles floater. C. Commercial inland marine policy. D. Builder's risk policy. Correct answer: B. Personal articles floater. Explanation: A personal articles floater (PAF) is an inland marine policy designed to provide coverage for valuable personal property such as jewelry, fine art, and collectibles. This type of policy offers protection against a wide range of risks, often with fewer exclusions than a standard homeowners policy. Question 13. Watercraft insurance question. In Georgia, what type of coverage is provided under the medical payments coverage part of a watercraft insurance policy? Options: A. Coverage for damage to the watercraft. B. Liability coverage for injuries to others. C. Medical expenses for injuries sustained by the insured and passengers. D. Coverage for theft of the watercraft. Correct answer: C. Medical expenses for injuries sustained by the insured and passengers. Explanation: medical payments coverage in a watercraft insurance policy covers medical expenses for injuries sustained by the insured and passengers while on the insured watercraft. This coverage applies regardless of who is at fault for the accident. Question 14. Personal liability insurance question. In Georgia, under a personal liability insurance policy, which of the following would typically be excluded from coverage? Options: A. Bodily injury to a guest injured on the insured's property. B. Legal defense costs for a covered claim. C. Damage to the insured's own property. D. Liability for a car accident involving the insured. Correct answer: C. Damage to the insured's own property. Explanation: personal liability insurance typically excludes coverage for damage to the insured's own property. It is designed to cover legal liability for bodily injury or property damage caused to others by the insured. Question 15. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, what is a primary consequence for an insurance agent found guilty of engaging in unfair trade practices? Options: A. Receiving a commendation from the insurance commissioner. B. Imposing financial penalties and revoking the agent's license. C. Automatically renewing the agent's license. D. Awarding a bonus for high sales performance. Correct answer: B. Imposing financial penalties and revoking the agent's license. Explanation: engaging in unfair trade practices can result in severe consequences for an insurance agent in Georgia, including financial penalties and revocation of the agent's license. The Georgia Office of Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner enforces these penalties to maintain ethical standards and protect consumers. Question 16. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, if an insured driver causes an accident resulting in significant damage to the other party's vehicle, which part of the personal auto policy PAP would cover the repair costs for the other party's vehicle? Options: A. Part A, liability coverage. B. Part B, medical payments coverage. C. Part C, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. D. Part D, coverage for damage to your auto. Correct answer: A. Part A, liability coverage. Explanation: Part A, liability coverage of the personal auto policy PAP covers the insured's legal responsibility for bodily injury and property damage to others. In Georgia, this includes repair costs for the other party's vehicle if the insured driver is at fault in an accident. Question 17. Scenario type. Homeowners insurance question. Mrs. Garcia has a Hawthorne renters insurance policy in Georgia. Her apartment building suffered a fire and she lost most of her personal belongings. Which part of her policy would cover the cost to replace her personal property? Options: A. Coverage A, dwelling. B. Coverage B, other structures. C. Coverage C, personal property. D. Coverage D, loss of use. Correct answer: C. Coverage C, personal property. Explanation: Coverage C, personal property under the Hawthorne renters insurance policy covers the insured's personal belongings against specified perils, including fire. In Georgia, this coverage will pay to replace Mrs. Garcia's personal property that was lost in the fire. Question 18. Insurance principles and concepts question. In Georgia, what is the principle that prevents an insured from profiting from a loss and ensures they are restored to the same financial position they were in before the loss? Options: A. Principle of insurable interest. B. Principle of utmost good faith. C. Principle of indemnity. D. Principle of subrogation. Correct answer: C. Principle of indemnity. Explanation: the principle of indemnity ensures that the insured is compensated for their loss but not allowed to profit from it. This principle is designed to restore the insured to the same financial position they were in before the loss occurred, preventing unjust enrichment. Question 19. Flood insurance question. Under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) in Georgia, what is the maximum amount of coverage available for residential buildings? Options: A. $100,000, B. $250,000, C. $500,000, D. $750,000. Correct answer: B. $250,000. Explanation: under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP), the maximum amount of coverage available for residential buildings is $250,000. This limit applies to the structure itself and does not include contents coverage, which has a separate limit. Question 20. Earthquake insurance question. Which factor is NOT typically considered by insurers when underwriting earthquake insurance policies in Georgia? Options: A. Proximity to fault lines, B. Building construction type, C. Occupation of the insured, D. Age of the building. Correct answer: C. Occupation of the insured. Explanation: when underwriting earthquake insurance policies, insurers typically do not consider the occupation of the insured. Instead, they focus on factors such as proximity to fault lines, building construction type, and the age of the building, as these factors directly impact the risk and potential severity of earthquake damage. Question 21. Personal umbrella policy question. In Georgia, what is the purpose of a self-insured retention cert in a personal umbrella policy? Options: A. It determines the maximum coverage limit. B. It is the amount the insured must pay before the umbrella policy provides coverage. C. It is a discount on the policy premium. D. It reduces the deductible of underlying policies. Correct answer: B. It is the amount the insured must pay before the umbrella policy provides coverage. Explanation: the self-insured retention cert in a personal umbrella policy is the amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the umbrella policy begins to provide coverage. This is similar to a deductible but applies specifically to claims not covered by the underlying policies. Question 22. Inland marine insurance question. Which of the following items would typically be covered under a personal articles floater in Georgia? Options: A. A residential building, B. Personal liability for injuries to others, C. High-value jewelry and fine art, D. Flood damage to a home. Correct answer: C. High-value jewelry and fine art. Explanation: a personal articles floater PAF is designed to provide coverage for high-value items such as jewelry, fine art, collectibles, and other valuable personal property. This specialized coverage is necessary because standard homeowners policies often have sublimits for these types of items. Question 23. Health insurance overview question. What is a key feature of a high-deductible HELP HSP paired with a health savings account (HSA) in Georgia? Options: A. Low deductible with high premiums, B. No coverage for preventive services, C. Higher out-of-pocket maximums but low premiums, D. Requirement to only use in-network providers. Correct answer: C. Higher out-of-pocket maximums but low premiums. Explanation: a key feature of a high-deductible HELP HSP paired with a health savings account (HSA) is that it generally has higher out-of-pocket maximums but low premiums. Its plan design encourages policyholders to manage their healthcare expenses more effectively and provides tax advantages through the HSA. Question 24. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, which scenario would be covered under Part D, coverage for damage to your auto in a personal auto policy? Options: A. Collision with another vehicle, B. Bodily injury to another driver, C. Illegal defense costs in a liability claim, D. Medical expenses for the insured. Correct answer: A. Collision with another vehicle. Explanation: Part D. Coverage for damage to your auto in a personal auto policy covers damage to the insured's vehicle from a collision with another vehicle or object, as well as other types of physical damage, e.g. theft, vandalism, depending on whether comprehensive coverage is also included. Question 25. Insurance principles and concepts question. In Georgia, what does the principle of insurable interest ensure in an insurance contract? Options: A. The insurer has more rights than the insured, B. The insured stands to suffer a financial loss if the insured event occurs. C. The policyholder can profit from the insurance. D. The policy is transferable to any third party. Correct answer. B. The insured stands to suffer a financial loss if the insured event occurs. Explanation. The principle of insurable interest ensures that the insured has a legitimate interest in the subject matter of the insurance and stands to suffer a financial loss if the insured event occurs. This principle prevents people from taking out insurance policies on items or lives in which they have no financial stake. Question 26. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, which homeowners policy form provides the most comprehensive coverage for both the dwelling and personal property? Options: A. HO2, B. HO3, C. HO4, D. HO5. Correct answer: D. HO5. Explanation. The HO5 policy form, also known as the comprehensive form, provides the most extensive coverage for both the dwelling and personal property. It offers all-risk coverage, meaning it covers all perils except those specifically excluded for both the dwelling and personal property. Question 27. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, an insurance agent who engages in rebating is violating which ethical standard? Options: A. Principle of indemnity, B. Principle of utmost good faith, C. Unfair trade practices, D. Principle of insurable interest. Correct answer: C. Unfair trade practices. Explanation. Rebating, which involves offering a client a portion of the agent's commission or other inducements to purchase an insurance policy, is considered an unfair trade practice in Georgia. This practice is illegal and undermines the integrity of the insurance industry. Question 20. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, if an insured's car is stolen and recovered 2 weeks later with significant damage, which coverage part of the personal auto policy PAP would apply? Options: A. Part A, liability coverage, B. Part B, medical payments coverage, C. Part C, uninsured underinsured motorist coverage, D. Part D, coverage for damage to your auto. Correct answer: D. Part D, coverage for damage to your auto. Explanation. Part D, coverage for damage to your auto, includes both collision and comprehensive coverages. Comprehensive coverage under Part D would apply to the theft and any damage resulting from it. This coverage protects against non-collision related losses such as theft, vandalism, fire, and natural disasters. Question 29. Claims handling question. In Georgia, what is the primary role of an insurance adjuster in the claims process? Options: A. Selling new insurance policies, B. Investigating and evaluating insurance claims, C. Managing the insurer's investment portfolio, D. Providing legal advice to policyholders. Correct answer: B. Investigating and evaluating insurance claims. Explanation. The primary role of an insurance adjuster is to investigate and evaluate insurance claims. This involves determining the extent of the insurer's liability by assessing the damage or loss, verifying coverage, and negotiating settlements with the policyholder or claimant. Correct answer: B. Investigating and evaluating insurance claims. Explanation. The primary role of an insurance adjuster is to investigate and evaluate insurance claims. This involves determining the extent of the insurer's liability by assessing the damage or loss, verifying coverage, and negotiating settlements with the policyholder or claimant. Correct answer: B. Liability arising from business activities. Explanation. A common exclusion in a personal umbrella policy is liability arising from business activities. Umbrella policies are designed to provide additional liability coverage above the limits of primary personal insurance policies, but they generally do not cover business-related liabilities. Question 31. Inland marine insurance question. In Georgia, which type of policy would most appropriately cover a high-value camera and related equipment used by a professional photographer? Options: A. Homeowners policy, B. Personal articles floater, C. Commercial general liability policy, D. Personal liability umbrella policy. Correct answer: B. Personal articles floater. Explanation. A personal articles floater PAF provides specific coverage for high-value personal property such as a high-value camera and related equipment. This type of inland marine insurance is designed to offer broader coverage for items that may not be fully covered under a standard homeowners policy. Question 32. Flood insurance question. Under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) in Georgia, which of the following is typically not covered by flood insurance? Options: A. Damage to the building structure. B. Personal property within the building. C. Loss of revenue due to business interruption. D. Electrical and plumbing systems. Correct answer: C. Loss of revenue due to business interruption. Explanation: Flood insurance under the NFIP typically does not cover loss of revenue due to business interruption. The NFIP focuses on providing coverage for the physical damage to the building and its contents caused by flooding. Question 33. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, an insurance agent who misrepresents the terms of an insurance policy to a client is violating which ethical principle? Options: A. Principle of indemnity. B. Principle of insurable interest. C. Principle of utmost good faith. D. Principle of subrogation. Question 33. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, an insurance agent who misrepresents the terms of an insurance policy to a client is violating which ethical principle? Options: A. Principle of indemnity. B. Principle of insurable interest. C. Principle of utmost good faith. D. Principle of subrogation. Correct answer: B. Bodily injury to the insured caused by a hit-and-run driver. Explanation: Uninsured underinsured motorist coverage. Part C of a personal auto policy covers bodily injury to the insured and their passengers if they are involved in an accident with a driver who has no insurance or insufficient insurance or in a hit-and-run situation. Question 35. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, what type of homeowners policy is specifically designed for older homes where the replacement cost far exceeds the market value? Options: A. HO2, B. HO3, C. HO5, D. height. Correct answer: D. height. Explanation: The height policy, also known as the modified coverage form, is specifically designed for older homes where the replacement cost exceeds the market value. This policy provides coverage based on the actual cash value (SCV) of the home, considering depreciation, making it more suitable for older homes. Question 36. Insurance regulation question. In Georgia, which entity is responsible for regulating insurance companies and ensuring they comply with state insurance laws? Options: A. Federal Insurance Office (FIO), B. National Association of Insurance Commissioners (NAIC), C. Georgia Department of Insurance, D. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). Correct answer: C. Georgia Department of Insurance. Explanation: The Georgia Department of Insurance is responsible for regulating insurance companies and ensuring they comply with state insurance laws. This includes overseeing the licensing of insurance agents, approving policy forms, and investigating consumer complaints. Question 37. Personal liability insurance question. In Georgia, which scenario would be covered under a personal liability insurance policy? Options: A. Damage to the insured's own property. B. Bodily injury to a guest caused by the insured's pet. C. Medical expenses for the insured. D. Damage to the insured's vehicle. Correct answer: B. Bodily injury to a guest caused by the insured's pet. Explanation: Personal liability insurance covers bodily injury or property damage that the insured is legally responsible for. If the insured's pet causes bodily injury to a guest, this scenario would be covered under the personal liability section of a homeowner's or renter's policy. Question 38. Watercraft insurance question. In Georgia, which type of coverage under a watercraft insurance policy would pay for injuries to a passenger on the insured's boat? Options: A. Liability coverage, B. Medical payments coverage, C. Uninsured boaters coverage, D. Physical damage coverage. Correct answer: B. Medical payments coverage. Explanation: Medical payments coverage under a watercraft insurance policy pays for medical expenses incurred by passengers on the insured's boat, regardless of who is at fault. Question 39. Dwelling policy DP question. Which dwelling policy form in Georgia provides coverage for the broadest range of perils, including theft? Options: A. Deeper 1, B. Deeper 2, E. Deeper 3, D. Deeper 4. Correct answer: C. Deeper 3. Explanation: The DEPA 3 policy form, also known as the special form, provides the broadest coverage for the dwelling, including more risk coverage for the structure. It covers all perils except those specifically excluded and includes theft coverage. Question 40. Claims handling question. In Georgia, what is the primary purpose of an insurance claims adjuster when investigating a claim? Options: A. To sell additional policies to the insured. B. To determine the validity and value of the claim. C. To manage the insurer's investment portfolio. D. To provide legal advice to the insured. Correct answer: B. To determine the validity and value of the claim. Explanation: the primary purpose of an insurance claims adjuster is to determine the validity and value of the claim. This involves investigating the circumstances of the loss, assessing the damage, and ensuring that the claim meets the terms of the policy. Question 41. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, if an insured is involved in an accident with an at-fault driver who has no insurance, which coverage part of the personal auto policy would apply? Options: A. Part A, liability coverage. B. Part B, medical payments coverage. C. Part C, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. D. Part D, coverage for damage to your auto. Correct answer: C. Part C, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. Explanation: Part C, uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage provides protection when the insured is involved in an accident with an at-fault driver who has no insurance or insufficient insurance to cover the damages. This coverage helps pay for medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages caused by the uninsured or underinsured driver. Question 42. Inland marine insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following is typically covered under personal property floater? Options: A. A detached garage. B. Jewelry and valuable items. C. The insured's primary residence. D. Liability claims. Correct answer: B. Jewelry and valuable items. Explanation: a personal property floater provides coverage for valuable personal items such as jewelry, fine art, and other high-value possessions. This type of inland marine insurance offers broader protection and higher limits than a standard homeowner's policy, ensuring that valuable items are fully covered. Question 43. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, what is the consequence for an insurance agent found guilty of twisting? Options: A. A monetary fine. B. Suspension or revocation of license. C. Imprisonment. D. All of the above. Correct answer: D. All of the above. Explanation: twisting, the unethical practice of convincing a policyholder to cancel an existing policy to purchase a new one, often to the detriment of the policyholder, can result in severe consequences for an insurance agent in Georgia. Penalties can include a monetary fine for the violation, suspension or revocation of the agent's license to prevent further unethical practices, imprisonment in severe cases, depending on the extent of the fraud and harm caused. These consequences underscore the importance of ethical behavior and compliance with state insurance regulations. Question 44. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, which coverage part of a homeowner's policy pays for additional living expenses if the insured's home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss? Options: A. Coverage A, dwelling. B. Coverage C, personal property. C. Coverage D, loss of use. D. Coverage E, personal liability. Correct answer: C. Coverage D, loss of use. Explanation: Coverage D, loss of use, in a homeowner's policy pays for additional living expenses if the insured's home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. This includes costs for temporary housing, food, and other living expenses incurred while the home is being repaired or rebuilt. Question 45. Personal umbrella policy question. In Georgia, what is the purpose of the self-insured retention in a personal umbrella policy? Options: A. To cover the insured's own property damage. B. To act as a deductible for claims not covered by underlying policies. C. To provide primary liability coverage. D. To fund the insurer's administrative expenses. Correct answer: B. To act as a deductible for claims not covered by underlying policies. Explanation: The self-insured retention, sir, in a personal umbrella policy functions like a deductible. It is the amount the insured must pay out of pocket before the umbrella policy begins to provide coverage for claims not covered by underlying policies. Question 46. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following perils is typically excluded from coverage in a standard homeowners insurance policy? Options: A. Fire, B. Theft, C. Flood, D. Vandalism. Correct answer: C. Flood. Explanation: standard homeowners insurance policies typically exclude coverage for flood damage. To cover flood damage, homeowners need to purchase a separate flood insurance policy through the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP, or a private insurer. Question 47. Insurance Principles and Concepts question. Which principle of insurance in Georgia requires that the policyholder must have a financial interest in the insured property at the time of the loss? Options: A. Principle of indemnity, B. Principle of utmost good faith, C. Principle of insurable interest, D. Principle of subrogation. Correct answer: C. Principle of insurable interest. Explanation: the principle of insurable interest requires that the policyholder must have a financial interest in the insured property at the time of the loss. This principle ensures that insurance is used to indemnify losses rather than to speculate or gamble. Question 40. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, what type of auto coverage would pay for the repair of the insured's vehicle after an accident, regardless of fault? Options: A. Liability coverage, B. Uninsured motorist coverage, C. Collision coverage, D. Comprehensive coverage. Correct answer: C. Collision coverage. Explanation: collision coverage pays for the repair or replacement of the insured's vehicle after an accident, regardless of fault. This coverage applies to collisions with other vehicles or objects. Question 49. Personal liability insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following would not be covered under a personal liability insurance policy? Options: A. Legal fees for defending against a lawsuit, B. Medical expenses for a guest injured on the insured's property, C. Damages awarded to a third party in a lawsuit, D. The insured's own medical expenses. Correct answer: D. The insured's own medical expenses. Explanation: personal liability insurance does not cover the insured's own medical expenses. It covers legal fees, damages, and medical expenses for others if the insured is found legally responsible for causing bodily injury or property damage. Question 50. Claims handling question. In Georgia, which of the following is a primary responsibility of an insurance claims adjuster during the claims process? Options: A. Issuing insurance policies, B. Marketing insurance products, C. Investigating and evaluating claims, D. Setting insurance premiums. Correct answer: C. Investigating and evaluating claims. Explanation: the primary responsibility of an insurance claims adjuster is to investigate and evaluate claims. This involves determining the extent of the insurer's liability, assessing damages, and ensuring that the claim is valid and covered under the policy terms. Question 51. Personal umbrella policy question. In Georgia, what is a key benefit of having a personal umbrella policy in addition to standard homeowners and auto insurance policies? Options: A. Coverage for routine maintenance, B. Primary coverage for all types of losses, C. Additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies, D. Coverage for cosmetic damages to the insured's property. Correct answer: C. Additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. Explanation: a personal umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage that exceeds the limits of the insured's underlying homeowners and auto insurance policies. This type of policy helps protect the insured's assets in the event of a significant liability claim or lawsuit. Question 52. Flood insurance question. Under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) in Georgia, which of the following is considered a covered loss? Options: A. Sewer backup unrelated to a flood, B. Groundwater seepage, C. Damage caused by a mudflow, D. Gradual erosion. Correct answer: C. Damage caused by a mudflow. Explanation: under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP), damage caused by a mudflow is considered a covered loss. A mudflow involves a river of liquid and flowing mud on the surface of normally dry land areas, which NFIP policies cover. Question 53. Inland marine insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following items would typically be covered under a personal articles floater? Options: A standard dining room set. B, a rare stamp collection. C, the insured's primary residence. D, business inventory stored at home. Correct answer: B, a rare stamp collection. Explanation: a personal articles floater is designed to provide coverage for high-value items that are not adequately covered by standard homeowners insurance policies. A rare stamp collection is an example of such an item. Question 54. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, under which circumstance would the rather than collision comprehensive coverage part of a personal auto policy apply? Options: A, damage to the insured's car from a collision with another vehicle. B, theft of the insured's car. C, medical expenses for injuries to the insured driver. D, damage to the insured's car caused by driving into a ditch. Correct answer: B, theft of the insured's car. Explanation: other than collision, comprehensive coverage under personal auto policy applies to losses from events other than collisions, such as theft, vandalism, fire, hail, or animal strikes. Question 55. Insurance regulation question. In Georgia, which of the following is considered an unfair trade practice in the business of insurance? Options: A, offering premium discounts for safe driving records. B, rebating a portion of the agent's commission to the insured. C, charging higher premiums based on age and driving experience. D, providing policyholders with annual statements of coverage. Correct answer: B, rebating a portion of the agent's commission to the insured. Explanation: rebating, the practice of returning a portion of the agent's commission to the insured as an inducement to purchase insurance, is considered an unfair trade practice in Georgia and is prohibited by law. Question 56. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following coverage is under a standard homeowners policy? HO3 would pay for damages caused by a hailstorm. Options: A, coverage A, dwelling. B, coverage B, other structures. C, coverage C, personal property. D, all of the above. Correct answer: D, all of the above. Explanation: a standard homeowners policy, HO3, provides coverage for various perils, including hailstorm damage, under multiple sections. Question 57. Insurance principles and concepts question. Which insurance principle in Georgia mandates that an insurance contract must be based on honesty and full disclosure of all relevant information by both parties? Options: A, principle of indemnity. B, principle of insurable interest. C, principle of utmost good faith. D, principle of subrogation. Correct answer: C, principle of utmost good faith. Explanation: the principle of utmost good faith requires that both the insurer and the insured act honestly and disclose all material facts when entering into an insurance contract. This principle ensures that the insurer can accurately assess the risk and provide appropriate coverage. Question 58. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, under personal auto policy, which of the following would be considered an exclusion under Part D? Coverage for damage to your auto. Options: A, collision damage. B, vandalism. C, wear and tear. D, theft. Correct answer: C, wear and tear. Explanation: under Part D, coverage for damage to your auto, a personal auto policy typically excludes coverage for wear and tear. This exclusion applies because wear and tear are considered normal maintenance issues, not sudden and accidental losses. Question 59. Claims handling question. In Georgia, which of the following is a step typically involved in the claims investigation process by an insurance adjuster? Options: A, marketing new policies to potential customers. B, assessing the extent of damage or loss. C, setting insurance premiums. D, creating policy endorsements. Correct answer: B, assessing the extent of damage or loss. Explanation: a critical step in the claims investigation process is assessing the extent of damage or loss. Insurance adjusters evaluate the damages, determine the cause, and establish the amount of compensation due to the policyholder. Question 60. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, what is the primary purpose of maintaining ethical standards in the insurance industry? Options: A, to reduce the cost of insurance premiums. B, to enhance the profitability of insurance companies. C. To protect consumers and ensure fair practices. D. To expedite the claims settlement process. Correct answer: C. To protect consumers and ensure fair practices. Explanation: the primary purpose of maintaining ethical standards in the insurance industry is to protect consumers and ensure fair practices. Ethical standards promote trust, transparency, and fairness, which are essential for the integrity and functioning of the insurance market. Question 61. Inland marine insurance question: in Georgia, which of the following would be covered under a personal property floater policy? Options: A detached garage, B. A diamond necklace, C. A boat stored at a marina, D. A home theater system permanently installed in the house. Correct answer: B. A diamond necklace. Explanation: a personal property floater policy provides coverage for high-value personal items that are often excluded or limited in a standard homeowner's policy. A diamond necklace, being a high-value personal item, would typically be covered. Question 62. Personal auto policy PAP question: in Georgia, which coverage under a personal auto policy would pay for medical expenses incurred by the insured and passengers regardless of fault? Options: A. Liability coverage, Part A. B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. C. Uninsured motorist coverage, Part C. D. Collision coverage, Part D. Correct answer: B. Medical payments coverage, Part B. Explanation: medical payments coverage, Part B, under personal auto policy pays for medical expenses incurred by the insured and passengers in the vehicle regardless of who is at fault in an accident. Question 63. Homeowners insurance question: in Georgia, which of the following would typically be considered an additional coverage under a standard homeowners insurance policy? Options: A. Damage from an earthquake, B. Debris removal, C. Wear and tear of the roof, D. Mechanical breakdown of appliances. Correct answer: B. Debris removal. Explanation: debris removal is typically considered an additional coverage under a standard homeowners insurance policy. It covers the cost of removing debris resulting from a covered loss, such as a fire or storm. Question 64. Flood insurance question: in Georgia, what is the waiting period before a new national flood insurance program (NFIP) policy becomes effective? Options: A. 7 days, B. 14 days, C. 30 days, D. 60 days. Correct answer: C. 30 days. Explanation: the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) typically has a 30-day waiting period before a new policy becomes effective. This waiting period helps prevent individuals from purchasing insurance only when a flood is imminent. Question 65. Personal umbrella policy question: in Georgia, which of the following scenarios would a personal umbrella policy likely provide coverage for that a standard homeowners or auto policy might not fully cover? Options: A. Damage to the insured's own vehicle in a collision, B. Injuries sustained by the insured in a fall at home, C. A large liability lawsuit exceeding the limits of the underlying policies, D. Routine maintenance issues on the insured's property. Correct answer: C. A large liability lawsuit exceeding the limits of the underlying policies. Explanation: a personal umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's underlying homeowners or auto insurance policies. It is designed to cover large liability claims or lawsuits that exceed the coverage limits of these primary policies. Question 66. Personal auto policy PAP question: in Georgia, what is the primary purpose of uninsured motorist coverage? Part C, under a personal auto policy. Options: A. To cover damage to the insured's vehicle from a collision, B. To cover medical expenses regardless of fault, C. To provide liability coverage for the insured, D. To protect the insured against damages caused by an uninsured or underinsured driver. Correct answer: D. To protect the insured against damages caused by an uninsured or underinsured driver. Explanation: uninsured motorist coverage, Part C, under personal auto policy provides protection for the insured against bodily injury and property damage caused by an uninsured or underinsured driver. This coverage ensures that the insured is compensated for losses in situations where the at-fault driver lacks sufficient insurance. Question 67. Homeowners insurance question: in Georgia, under a standard HO3 homeowners policy, which of the following perils is typically covered under coverage C? personal property. Options: A. Flood, B. Earthquake, C. Theft, D. Wear and tear. Correct answer: C. Theft. Explanation: under Standard HO3 homeowners policy coverage C, personal property typically covers personal belongings against perils such as theft, fire, vandalism, and certain weather-related damages. Question 68. Dwelling policy DP question: in Georgia, which type of dwelling policy provides the broadest coverage for perils? Options: A. Deeper 1, basic form, B. Deeper 2, broad form, C. Deeper 3, special form, D. Deeper 4, comprehensive form. Correct answer: C. Deeper 3, special form. Explanation: the Deeper 3, special form dwelling policy provides the broadest coverage for perils among the dwelling policies. It offers all risk coverage for the dwelling and name peril coverage for personal property. Question 69. Inland marine insurance question: in Georgia, which of the following would be covered under an inland marine policy's personal effects floater? Options: A. The insured's primary residence, B. Business equipment used in an office, C. Personal belongings of the insured while traveling, D. Jewelry kept in a safe at home. Correct answer: C. Personal belongings of the insured while traveling. Explanation: a personal effects floater under an inland marine policy provides coverage for the insured's personal belongings while they are traveling. This coverage is designed to protect items that are typically carried or used while away from home. Question 70. Ethics in insurance question: in Georgia, which of the following actions would be considered an unethical practice for an insurance agent? Options: A. Offering detailed explanations of policy terms to clients, B. Rebating a portion of the agent's commission to a client, C. Providing regular updates on policy changes, D. Ensuring compliance with state insurance regulations. Correct answer: B. Rebating a portion of the agent's commission to a client. Explanation: rebating or returning a portion of the agent's commission to a client as an inducement to purchase a policy is considered an unethical practice and is prohibited in Georgia. It can undermine fair competition and lead to discriminatory practices. Question 71. Flood insurance question: in Georgia, what coverage is provided under the Increased Cost of Compliance Act section of a National Flood Insurance Program and FIP policy? Options: A. Repairing damages to personal property caused by a flood, B. The additional living expenses while the home is being repaired, C. Costs to bring a substantially damaged or repetitively flooded building into compliance with floodplain management laws, D. Costs of temporary flood barriers. Correct answer: C. Costs to bring a substantially damaged or repetitively flooded building into compliance with floodplain management laws. Explanation: the Increased Cost of Compliance Act coverage under the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) policy provides financial assistance to help policyholders bring their substantially damaged or repetitively flooded buildings into compliance with local floodplain management laws. This coverage is available in addition to the standard policy limits for building property. Question 72. Personal umbrella policy question: in Georgia, what is a key benefit of having a personal umbrella policy in addition to standard auto and homeowners insurance? Options: A. Coverage for damages to personal property, B. Additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies, C. Coverage for routine home maintenance, D. Guaranteed replacement cost coverage for the home. Correct answer: B. Additional liability coverage beyond the limits of underlying policies. Explanation: a personal umbrella policy provides additional liability coverage beyond the limits of the insured's underlying auto and homeowners insurance policies. This extra layer of protection is crucial in cases where the liability exceeds the primary policy limits, such as in large lawsuits or significant liability claims. Question 73. Homeowners insurance question: in Georgia, under a standard HO3 homeowners policy, which of the following would be considered a covered peril under coverage? A. Dwelling. Options: A. Earthquake, B. Termite damage, C. Fire, D. Wear and tear. Correct answer: C. Fire. Explanation: under standard HO3 homeowners policy coverage A, dwelling covers damage to the home caused by perils such as fire, windstorm, hail, lightning, and theft. Question 74. Inland marine insurance question: in Georgia, which type of property is commonly insured under a personal articles floater? Options: A. The main dwelling of the insured. B. Commercial property used for business. C. High-value personal items such as jewelry, furs, and cameras. D. Rental property owned by the insured. Correct answer: C. High-value personal items such as jewelry, furs, and cameras. Explanation: a personal articles floater provides coverage for high-value personal items that often have limited coverage under standard homeowners policies. This includes items like jewelry, furs, cameras, musical instruments, and fine arts. Question 75. Claims handling question. In Georgia, which of the following is a key responsibility of an insurance adjuster during the claims process? Options: A. Selling new insurance policies to potential clients. B. Investigating and evaluating the validity of a claim. C. Setting insurance premium rates. D. Drafting new insurance regulations. Correct answer: B. Investigating and evaluating the validity of a claim. Explanation: a key responsibility of an insurance adjuster during the claims process is to investigate and evaluate the validity of a claim. This involves examining the circumstances of the loss, determining the extent of coverage, and assessing the amount of compensation due to the insured. Question 76. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, under a standard HO5 homeowners policy, which of the following would be covered under coverage C? Personal property. Options: A. Flood damage to personal property. B. Theft of personal property from a car. C. Normal wear and tear of furniture. D. Termite damage to personal property. Correct answer: B. Theft of personal property from a car. Explanation: a standard HO5 homeowners policy provides open perils coverage for personal property under coverage C, meaning it covers all perils except those specifically excluded. Theft, including theft from a car, is generally covered. Question 77. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, which of the following is true about the liability coverage? Part A. Under personal auto policy. Options: A. It covers damage to the insured's own vehicle. B. It covers medical expenses for the insured regardless of fault. C. It provides coverage for damages the insured is legally liable for due to an accident. D. It provides coverage for mechanical breakdowns. Correct answer: C. It provides coverage for damages the insured is legally liable for due to an accident. Explanation: liability coverage. Part A. Under personal auto policy provides coverage for damages or injuries the insured is legally liable for due to an accident. This includes bodily injury and property damage to others. Question 78. Insurance regulation question. In Georgia, which entity is responsible for overseeing the insurance industry and enforcing insurance laws? Options: A. National Association of Insurance Commissioners, NAIC. B. Federal Insurance Office, FIO. C. Georgia Department of Insurance. D. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Correct answer: C. Georgia Department of Insurance. Explanation: the Georgia Department of Insurance is the state regulatory body responsible for overseeing the insurance industry, enforcing insurance laws, licensing insurance agents, and protecting consumers within the state. Question 79. Claims handling question. In Georgia, what is the primary purpose of a claims investigation? Options: A. To determine the insured's premium rates. B. To establish the validity of a claim and assess the extent of loss. C. To promote new insurance products to the insured. D. To determine the solvency of the insurance company. Correct answer: B. To establish the validity of a claim and assess the extent of loss. Explanation: the primary purpose of a claims investigation is to establish the validity of a claim and assess the extent of the loss or damage. This involves verifying the circumstances of the claim, determining coverage under the policy, and calculating the appropriate amount of compensation. Question 80. Personal umbrella policy question. In Georgia, what is the self-insured retention in a personal umbrella policy? Options: A. The amount of coverage provided by the policy. B. The deductible that must be paid by the insured before the umbrella policy responds. C. The premium paid for the umbrella policy. D. The limit of liability provided by the primary insurance policy. Correct answer: B. The deductible that must be paid by the insured before the umbrella policy responds. Explanation: The self-insured retentions are in a personal umbrella policy is essentially a deductible that must be paid by the insured before the umbrella policy responds to a claim. It applies when there is no underlying insurance policy or when the underlying policy does not cover the specific loss. Question 81. Health insurance overview question. In Georgia, which of the following types of health plans requires policyholders to use a network of providers to receive the highest level of benefits? Options: A. Health Maintenance Organization (HMO). B. Preferred Provider Organization (PPO). C. High Deductible Health per HHP. D. Indemnity Plan. Correct answer: A. Health Maintenance Organization (HMO). Explanation: a health maintenance organization (HMO) plan requires policyholders to use a network of doctors and hospitals to receive the highest level of benefits. Generally, HMO plans require members to choose a primary care physician (PCP) and get referrals to see specialists. Question 82. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, if an insured's car is damaged in a collision with a deer, which part of the personal auto policy would cover the damage? Options: A. Liability coverage. Part A. B. Medical payments coverage. Part B. C. Uninsured motorist coverage. Part C. D. Comprehensive coverage. Part D. Correct answer: D. Comprehensive coverage. Part D. Explanation: comprehensive coverage Part D under personal auto policy covers damage to the insured's vehicle caused by events other than a collision such as theft, vandalism, fire, natural disasters, and animal collisions, including hitting a deer. Question 83. Inland marine insurance question. In Georgia, which type of inland marine policy would cover a jeweler's stock of diamonds during transportation? Options: A. Personal articles floater. B. Bailey's customer policy. C. Commercial floater. D. Jeweler's block insurance. Correct answer: D. Jeweler's block insurance. Explanation: Jeweler's block insurance provides coverage for a jeweler's stock including diamonds, both in the store and during transportation. This specialized policy addresses the unique risks faced by jewelers, covering inventory against a variety of perils. Question 84. Earthquake insurance question. In Georgia, what is typically a key feature of an earthquake insurance policy? Options: A. Coverage for flooding caused by a tsunami. B. Low deductible similar to standard homeowners insurance. C. Coverage for damage to the dwelling, personal property, and additional living expenses. D. Coverage for wear and tear of the property. Correct answer: C. Coverage for damage to the dwelling, personal property, and additional living expenses. Explanation: an earthquake insurance policy typically provides coverage for damage to the dwelling, personal property, and additional living expenses if the home is uninhabitable after an earthquake. These policies address the specific risks and damages caused by seismic events. Question 85. Personal liability insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following scenarios would typically be covered under personal liability insurance? Options: A. A guest slips and falls on the insured's property. B. Damage to the insured's own vehicle. C. Theft of the insured's personal belongings. D. Loss of the insured's business inventory. Correct answer: A. A guest slips and falls on the insured's property. Explanation: personal liability insurance typically covers legal liability for bodily injury or property damage to others that occur on the insured's property. If a guest slips and falls, the policy would cover medical expenses and potential legal costs. Question 86. Personal auto policy PAP question. In Georgia, which of the following would typically be covered under uninsured and insured motorist coverage? Part C in a personal auto policy. Options: A. Damage to the insured's vehicle caused by a collision with an animal. B. Medical expenses for the insured when hit by an uninsured driver. C. Liability for injuries caused to others by the insured. D. Mechanical breakdown of the insured's vehicle. Correct answer: B. Medical expenses for the insured when hit by an uninsured driver. Explanation: uninsured under insured motorist coverage. Part C covers medical expenses, lost wages, and other damages for the insured and passengers if they are injured in an accident caused by an uninsured or underinsured driver. Question 87. Homeowners insurance question. In Georgia, what type of water damage is typically excluded from coverage under a standard HO3 homeowners policy? Options: A. Water damage from a burst pipe. B. Water damage from a leaking roof. C. Flood damage. D. Water damage from a broken appliance. Question 88. Dwelling Policy DP question. In Georgia, what is a key difference between a E1 and a E3 dwelling policy? Options: A. DEPA 1 covers all perils except those specifically excluded, while DEPA 3 only covers named perils. B. DEPA 1 provides actual cash value coverage, while DEPA 3 typically provides replacement cost coverage. C. DEPA 1 includes liability coverage, while DEPA 3 does not. D. DEPA 1 covers personal property, while DEPA 3 only covers the dwelling. Correct answer: B. DEPA 1 provides actual cash value coverage, while DEPA 3 typically provides replacement cost coverage. Explanation: a E1 dwelling policy provides actual cash value coverage, which means the insurer pays the depreciated value of the damaged property. A E3 dwelling policy typically provides replacement cost coverage, which means the insurer pays the cost to repair or replace the damaged property without depreciation. Question 89. Personal umbrella policy question. In Georgia, which of the following is NOT typically covered under personal umbrella policy? Options: A. Excess liability coverage for auto accidents. B. Legal defense costs in a liability lawsuit. C. Liability arising from business activities conducted at the insured's home. D. Liability for personal injury claims. Correct answer: C. Liability arising from business activities conducted at the insured's home. Explanation: a personal umbrella policy provides excess liability coverage above the limits of the insured's underlying policies, e.g., auto and homeowners insurance, and covers legal defense costs and personal injury claims. However, it typically does not cover liability arising from business activities conducted at the insured's home, which requires a commercial or home business policy. Question 90. Ethics in insurance question. In Georgia, which of the following practices is considered an unethical and unfair trade practice in the insurance industry? Options: A. Charging different premium rates based on risk factors. B. Offering discounts for bundle policies. C. Misrepresenting policy terms to a potential client. D. Providing accurate and honest information to clients. Correct answer: C. Misrepresenting policy terms to a potential client. Explanation: misrepresenting policy terms to a potential client is considered an unethical and unfair trade practice in the insurance industry. It violates the principle of utmost good faith and can lead to regulatory penalties and legal consequences.